Hello and welcome to Cosmic Rising Exploration. This focus is on the month of September. We're having our deep dive psychics gathering who are weaving together the energy, themes, and threads, looking into the month's astrology and messages. Cosmic Rising Exploration dives into the ancient past and into the infinite future. Our group for this gathering today, we have Stacey, our spiritual coach, healer, and channeler. Sherry, our Reiki master of the Violet Flame, master teacher of the Violet Flame, biofeedback practitioner, and QHHT therapist. Myself, Alex, Akashic, past life, QHHT practitioner, and life purpose guide. Astrid, our dowsing master, angelic, channeler, healer, and psychic. Mary Beth Healer, and our energetic cosmic travel guide, taking us to spiritual places like Mount Shasta. Our dear friend Karen and her mom are all joining us. Everyone will share what they are picking up psychically and tuning into. We'll have themes that come up from all of us that we will go over. We're going to look at September, the different astrology aspects of what's important to be in our awareness as a whole. We're going to go around and see what people experience for this September.
You always go last. You should go first.
That was a lot for me. It felt like a story. This was the initial part that, so what do we call them? The celestial elementals, the beings that we connected with in Syria. Those beings are very high frequency, like dimensional beings, and they were right here. They're like, can we join? Very excited, very high vibe. Okay, sure, join. Come on, we're gonna look at September. Do you guys want to share anything? They threw a party. They're really excited about September. They showed me this doorway that was within space, and space was flowing through the doorway. So there are like all these stars and lights and colors that were moving through the doorway. The words opening and pouring in were the message from the doorway. Here is this celestial energy pouring in to Earth right now for humanity and for Earth itself. They also showed it like as a moving, like because the line time is a linear thing, right? It's a linear thing we've created. They're showing like this door is opening and that it's going to be pouring in for a while and then it will close. When the door opens, the light that is pouring in, there's these like little snippets of light, but they're actually very big. When I got close to one of them, I was seeing all these light symbols. And at first I was like, people are going to get downloads. But then I realized these are the symbols I see when someone's actually going through an initiation where they're bringing in more of their soul. It's not just information. They're actually opening their whole being to another chunk of their soul coming in and integrating into who they are. And the image of a herd of antelope or whatever, they're running through this pyramid. As they ran through the pyramid, they all got bigger. They all became energetically bigger. And then they left, but they still had that energetic bigness. The person will receive it. People will be attaining awakening during these times, a greater understanding of reality and who they are. As well as the herd, why the herd came up is because there's this consciousness, right? There's a oneness, this knit community and feeling of oneness that is connected with the divine and the creator. So that is the quality that people will be feeling and the hearts will be opening so that people can feel their hearts awakening and glowing and opening up as validation for this. The other part was also out in space. I was in space the whole time. It felt very visceral, which is usually spaces. I'm like, oh, space. I was feeling big planets moving, slow rotations moving. And the importance, so this is it's speaking of, there's planetary transformations going on as well with this, and that we're experiencing it too, as well as Earth. And Earth had a quality of wavering dimensionally. So the Earth is shifting as well with this. That's it.
I got for September that there are galactic healing rays. They feel like infrared energy, like very warming, healing, detoxifying. And then my guides told me about toggling from complete stillness, moments of stillness, just not even meditating, no, just empty, no thoughts, into go time windows for creative expression. So one feels really, really fast and the other one is absolutely still. So toggling between those as you find appropriate or intuitively get that you need to switch from one to the other is extremely important this month. Then I was flooded with a galactic, not galactic, more celestial, like blue sheet of like a layering upon us right now on the planet, and it's Cassiopeian energy. And then also, so with that, it's a flood of information that we need to, well, we can integrate it if we want to. So it's available for us to receive that information from Cassiopeia. And then to better receive and integrate and metabolize that information, being in the sun, especially in the mornings, will really help us to do so. This is very physical information and it'll change our physiology.
Okay, I'll go ahead and go. Mine feels a little like yours in that I saw this great big rainbow of colors, this almost like kind of funnel or black hole kind of formation. And all of these things were like being sucked into these rainbow colors in a school, in a building. All of these different things go flying by and they get mixed into the whole thing. At the end, it's a factory where it's just laying out a perfect little rainbow line of whatever, some kind of product, taffy, whatever. I got integrate and refinement, sit through it all. What truly resonates, determine what needs to be let go. It was interesting because as what needs to be let go, I had this image of this woman like doing a blah, 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 like those little comic things. This person's yelling out to the cosmos and blah, blah, blah. She got mixed into the whole thing, part of the whole line of rainbow stuff that was being laid down, almost like on a factory line, I guess, maybe. The season of training our young with de-evaluation of them. School starts at the end of August and it really begins in August. It's this season of indoctrination for our young. That's everything that's being mixed into this great big cyclone of colors that just is a continuous rainbow. Why they were saying sit through it all, because you have to pick out what is the important thing to notice in this whole eddy of all of this stuff going on. Is energies are scattered, but call back to your center, which might be that color laying down in a straight line along this assembly line. Call back to your center. Simplicity, clarity, and intent will be the guides. Move forward with trust. Let authenticity build your momentum through the winter season. That's what I got.
Did that correlate with what Warrior said earlier?
That was the combination of the vision is what I got this time, and those were the words that it gave me before. The other words that I saw here was no longer aligns. No longer aligns. That showed up several times. I feel like that's maybe a personal message for me as well as for everybody else. Like, just you've got this big eddy of information rolling through, and then you've got this clean, straight, congruent line. What did you do with all of that chaos? And what did you do with all that information and all these things that mix in? How did you pick these congruent lines that come out in the end, out of this funnel that lays down this bead of colors that are perfectly symmetrical and exactly what you would want? How do you create that?
Great question to be pondering. I love it. It's a very powerful one.
Yeah. Who's next? Alex.
I'm just sitting back enjoying. Mary Beth or Sherry?
I can go. Mine is chaotic. Not chaotic information, just the way that it kept coming in, but the bulk of it revolves around flow. I started off with chills and I still have chills. I'm like, but at one point when I was digging in, my chills got even more chilly. But I saw in Arizona, like landscape, the mesa mountain type look. I could see an image of a highway, but then there's this flow of something coming down and it splits it and it just takes it over the side or whatever. I'm seeing a fly convergence, not a fly, a flow, but a convergence of these. It just showed up trucks heading towards each other on a highway. That thing came and split it, and it just looked like water. I just felt water splitting it, but they were heading towards each other. It almost felt like a meeting of the minds, but it showed up this way. The water is flowing. I see this portal open up. It's not a dark portal. It's got colors, designs on it, and you just move through it. And I could see water coming through, but it was going in reverse. I could see like a culvert over here up on a rock wall. Instead of the water coming out of the culvert, the water was flying into the culvert. It was going in reverse. My mind went back to an evening scene where I could see a nice flow of a river at night, and coming with it was this bright blue blob in it, plasma. I went into looking through this very clear, pretty honeycomb shaped sort of a surface that was either keeping something in or keeping something out. I don't know. It didn't feel ominous. But then I started seeing a number dial or a number wheel spinning. There was lots of fours in them. I saw 1, 4, 4, 4, and then blur, blur, the numbers were. There was equipment in this room, and it was a robotic, something that came down from the ceiling. As I walked in, it did feel like a warehouse where things were being assembled. I could see another robotic arm with a flat thing on it with logo, like a logo. People make their logos and do artsy things with them. This thing was carrying a flat piece of something with a logo on it and was moving.
Take a moment because you have a lot of images. Which one of them really calls out to you?
When you brought up the trucks and the convergence, I just saw a different terrain. It was a snow-covered field with like ski runs coming from all directions, all into the center. You asked
The
about.
portal opening with the water flying backwards.
I could see a mass of people moving in one direction, so going with that flow. And then the robotic thing, I could see people jumping over a cliff, almost like parajumping. It wasn't like blindly jumping. They had equipment on, they were equipped to jump, and they were just
So it's a
going over the side.
okay.
The honeycomb thing, It took me deeper into the honeycomb, but that honeycomb piece was really nice and clear and bright and almost like HD vision.
It's
Aren't
interesting.
honeycomb transformation, symbols of transformation?
The
Could
honeycomb.
be.
Right, because I remember as a kid that you could buy hats that had a honeycomb pattern on it to help raise your consciousness and transform your. Am I the only person that had a honeycomb hat?
I am jealous. I want one.
It was
Good
a
work,
baseball
Julie.
cap that had a little honeycomb in the top of it, and you'd wear it, and it was supposed to help channel energy and help you transform and become more congruent.
David Wilcock.
Yeah, he talks about how he slept on a mountainside that had this great big honeycomb hive in it, and that he had just these amazing dreams and this huge spiritual night. He couldn't sleep very well, but he had this huge spiritual night. The honeycomb to me represents spiritual growth and congruence. She talked about how everything was coming together into one, and B, that's like that funnel of all of those colors that were swirling through that cone and then turning into a congruent bead of information. But it was both of those were factory visions. Mine was a
Yeah.
vision where it was part of the whole system was working there. So
Hmm.
that was just my interpretation on it with the honeycomb and the convergence of stuff.
Yeah, my first hit with the honeycomb was also higher frequency, especially if you're experiencing a clearer view. But I actually have a future life where we would dissolve into honeycombs and then we would hum or do some kind of chanting. That's actually how we increased our energy and slept and ate, was through this dissolving into a honeycomb. Oh, kiss on the cam.
Yeah, yeah. Kids cam.
Kiss cam right here, live. We love that. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Little good
I love-
energy for everybody.
Yeah, there we go. I love that, Stacey. You had the honeycomb where you were expanding. I had to wear a little red beanie to be more compliant.
It's funny, we talked about that just earlier today.
No, this was to
No.
wear to church and stuff when the cat.
We're
I
into
didn't have
church.
a, yeah, this was an
Okay.
actual red beanie. Yeah.
Okay. And I used to wear like a red baseball cap, and it was, I forget what it said, like thinking cap. That's what it said. Thinking cap. I would wear it because my desk was in the family space. And if I had my red hat on, it had, now that I think about it, it had like those like honeycomb kind of letters that you can, and it said thinking cap. That was my way of focusing and narrowing in on something as I would put a hat on. Maybe that goes back to the honeycomb hat that I had when I was a kid, but
I'm
there's
looking for that right now to see if I find anything.
Okay, you let us know. We need to know about this.
on it.
Yeah, the convergence, which is the coming together, which is what you were saying, Stacey, but it's also Sherry thinking about the like the 2 dimensions, like the road, like 3 dimensions really, because the cars are also, the trucks are coming together. That sounds like a transformation. Things have to swirl together before they up to the next dimension or the next realization before they can form something new in a larger group way. Because it's not just those 2 trucks. So interesting. Cool, cool. Mary Beth, Karen wants to go.
Your best.
Mary Beth. Minnesota State Fair. Seeing some
Yeah.
wonderful fire. You're seeing this in your fireworks?
I was seeing fireworks, and it had to do with all kinds of color. It had to do with chaos because it's not just a specific pattern. It's here, there, all kinds of noise, very loud, explosive, but
even in spite of the chaos, there's a lot of beauty contained within. It's like, ooh, but where's it coming from? What's it going to do? We don't know. I didn't get any answers there, but we have to roll with the rocks. And then we rock with the rock and roll with frequencies, music, all that stuff. We will, with the frequencies, we will be bonding with others, like-minded, like frequencies, etc. And we will be bubbled up so that we will be protected from, as an example, NPCs that will be glitching. I don't know if anybody has seen them lately, especially driving. It's like, holy schmoly,
It
seriously.
is nuts out on the freaking road. I'm scared.
Yes, there's no rhyme or reason. People just meandering through stoplights and stop signs.
Right?
Like
Other
they don't
people are
even see it.
honking at them. Are you even noticing you just passed a stoplight? Did you even notice that? And
No.
the other person's honking that's supposed to be going, and the other person's
Yes.
just driving on through.
Yeah, every once in a while you'd see this, but the majority, I think with the frequencies and whatever changing, they can't deal with basic stuff and they're glitching out and it's appearing there. Be cautious
Mm.
out there, but we will be protected because we will be bubbled in the higher frequency and will be more of an observing, a safe observing distance, shall we say. You also will be soaring like an eagle. You have to observe from the higher level with eagle eyes. Eagle eyes actually are quite precise with a lot of stuff, but we will be observing with neutrality and joy. In spite of all the chaos, we're going to be appreciating all the color that's out there, especially with the fireworks. In spite of it being loud, explosive, etc., we're just gonna, oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, wow, embrace it. That's kind of it.
I also saw fireworks.
Yeah, but tied in with everybody else's color and different things going on. And
Yeah, things swirling together,
Yep.
sparks, fireworks.
yeah,
That
and
is
I was noticing as I was doing that, the aftermath. It's just the cloudy trails of smoke and stuff.
Mm.
But let's just enjoy the show while we are watching.
I noticed when I have been driving the last 2-3 days, I wonder if this is an anomaly that just I'm observing, but the vehicles that are turning one direction or other, their lights are flashing like the headlights of an emergency vehicle. I've seen it 4 or 5 times now. At a point where I'm like, is that a new feature on vehicles? Is this something that I missed? Is this something from a different timeline? Because I don't flash my lights when I'm getting just my blinkers going, not my headlights are flashing and my blinkers going. The headlights of these vehicles have been flashing like the headlights of an emergency vehicle while they're in the turn lane.
Interesting. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that, but we'll be watching
I
for
did
ourselves.
see a vehicle like that 2 days ago. It was a not operating, I don't know, police vehicle, but the entire back section was lit up. All the lights were flashing, but nothing else was flashing, and it wasn't going any faster, and it had no siren on. I thought it was very strange. I've never seen that before.
For me, these were headlights.
These are headlights for you.
These were headlights, and they were all turning somewhere. I was like, okay, that's an anomaly because why would the headlights be flashing while they're turning?
Yeah,
Right,
that's
right.
weird.
This guy was turning too. He was turning left. That was but when
left,
turning left. Really?
Yes.
Left? Whoa.
Sounds
Okay,
like it
that's-
could be a new car feature.
Maybe we could look it up. Sherry?
Yeah.
Very distracting.
Funny.
Let's see.
It's very distracting.
But I agree. I've had a lot of cars. I have a couple 4-way stops between here and my kitchen, and I'm just sitting there and cars are just going. I'm like, hey, what about me?
Yes.
Wow.
I'm just invisible. I broke mine down into 3 parts. The first part of the month, the first thing I saw was a black car with a person all wearing black shooting a machine gun out of it, like doing a drive-by shooting.
What?
Chaos everywhere. Was the first part of the month. Chaos everywhere from the previous shooting and whatever else is going on. Chaos everywhere. Then I asked about the second part, the middle of the month, and I saw a lava flow of red and purple just flowing over everything and calming it down. The lava, it was thick lava flow of red and purple, just calming and soothing. It was very soothing to me, that part. The last part, I'm pretty sure it was me. I was just looking at sitting at my kitchen table, and a little orange kitten jumped on my back and crawled up my shoulder and started kissing my cheek. And I was standing like over there watching. And I was like, what the heck? Then my head was saying, Mount Shasta.
Oh.
I like this. I don't know how much was that last part might have just been maybe Kelly's here. I don't know.
There's some sweetness, sweet connection.
Yeah, definitely.
Well,
And
Mount
happiness
Shasta's,
and fun.
yeah, Mount Shasta's all about connecting. We have the orange kitties up here. Just saying.
Oh, are they orange? I couldn't
They're
tell in the
orange.
pictures. Oh, because this
Mhm.
was a little orange striped kitten.
Yep.
It climbed up my back on my shoulder and just started licking my face.
Maybe you should come up see the
Maybe.
kittens.
Yeah. Mom, do you want to say anything? She said this was fantastic. She said she's glad that we have a group doing this.
Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you. We love having you a part of it. It's a very fun connection. And this is a pretty, this is a very much. Oh,
Okay. She said thanks.
what we have coming up for this month is pretty wild. The fireworks have come up multiple times, colors going off, chaos and harmony all in one, like everything's mixing. That seems to be one of the big themes that's coming up, as well as this flowing. We have flowing, rocking and rolling along with the rocks, being in flow, and this alignment. Yeah, I think it's fascinating.
I had the lava flow.
You had the lava flow too. So we all had this flowing and opening. And when we're in the flow, the other thing, Sherry, about yours with that reverse flow of water, David Wilcox was talking about that in his book, how like when the fish want to go upstream, they create a whole vortex in order to leap up. It's just not possible without them doing a circular motion and leaping. It's gravitationally not possible. They're defying gravity. That imagery of what you are getting really reminds me of the shifting of dimensions. I feel like that is what you're focusing on. I was getting shifting of dimensions, Stacey having transformation. We have a lot of things going on. Do you want to hear about the month? Astrologically speaking, I did look into the astrology. I'm missing Anne, but she's enjoying her vacation.
Without us.
Oh, without us. Here we go. For the month of September, the astrology is pretty big. This is eclipse season the entire month. Even though the eclipse is starting, we'll see it, or some of us in the world will see it, September 7th, the full moon, it's already been activated. It's already occurring now. September 7th is the lunar eclipse in Pisces. This is an incredibly auspicious eclipse, the way it's set up, which is wonderful. It's in Pisces. It's about intensifying, ending, completing a chapter, and then you'll be starting a new one in one part of your life or more. at the new moon. And the new moon will be the 21st. And we'll get to that in just a second. This eclipse portal is, we're going to be feeling it through the whole month. And thinking about a portal is really good. There'll be things that are ending, things that you have to let go of. And the 21st is going to be the full moon, and that's in Virgo. The interesting thing about Pisces and Virgo is this is all about health. Virgo is the physical, mental health. Pisces is the spiritual, energetic health. If we can take this month as a time to focus on cleansing ourselves, clearing, that'll be super beneficial. Eating the right food, whatever feels right for you, just supporting yourself, and that health focus would be really good. It also can affect collective health, positive shifts with the collective health. All of us could be affected by it. There are several planets retrograding. All of the outer planets are retrograding. We have Pluto. Saturn is retrograding September 1st. We have Chiron, Uranus. We have Neptune. All of that is happening. That's all the retrogrades, of course, are times for us to reflect. Things might not go as well, but it'll give us more information. The Virgo, we talked about the 7th, the 21st. We have a couple other things going on. The 10th of September is Sun opposite North Node.
Really? Okay.
This is a super auspicious day, Stacey.
The North Node is where the soul lesson is at.
We're going towards that.
Is it something that you're trying to accomplish and master in this lifetime?
Yes, thank you. That was amazing. It's in Pisces?
The North Node is in
Yes.
Pisces.
So it encourages emotional growth and healing to clear overthinking or guilt. But this can really be an awakening time. That is September 10th. The 12th is a special day. It's Sun sextile Jupiter. That's a happy connection. Super lucky. Interestingly enough, we have just a position here because the September 18th through the 23rd is Mars is square Pluto. We know that's an opposite, and Mars is the fighter, right? There could be cutting actions, cutting words. It could be ruthless. It could be black and white. There could be no negotiation happening during that time. If you're having any business or relationship challenges, the 18th through the 23rd is avoid that time.
Go on vacation. No.
Yeah, don't schedule things that could potentially have conflicts coming, or if conflicts are coming up, then be like, you know what? I think we need a little break. I love you, appreciate you. Time to leave the room or go for a walk.
Retreat for the weekend.
Yes, that would be perfect. Absolutely. That's the 23rd. There's a lot going on in there. We have the 21st solar eclipse. We also have this intense energy, the Mars square Pluto, road rage potential for sure. And then the 22nd is the autumn equinox.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's a lot of good high vibe energy coming in with the equinox. It could balance everything out. It could balance the Mars out. It might be just a snippy remark and not some big blow up.
All right. I'm in for an interesting month because I am Virgo and Brandon is Pisces.
You will feel it more, right? So, yes, it's
Okay.
good for all those Virgo and Pisces, they will feel it a lot more. There's some good opportunities in it. It's going to be quite the ride. We can rock and roll and flow with this ride, but it's kind of a roller coaster.
I'll
With
just put my seatbelt on now.
with all of the flow stuff that showed up, it just reminded me of something that I heard a week ago. It was talking about the water clearing memory because the water has absorbed memory from all of the negative. It just made me think about all of the flooding that's going on. We're getting hit in New Mexico, our property, but just all over, all the different states that have burned or are just getting a ton of rain or huge flooding. It made me think about the clearing and things coming up to clear. I thought that was interesting. Do you know where that was at, Stacey, that somebody was talking about the water clearing or?
That's a known thing that water is programmable, but it is the most clearing element on the spiritual chart because if you can rotate water in, I believe it is a clockwise toric, it deprograms it and makes it available to receive. It also makes it so that it is minus any energetic imprints. And my father and I had actually looked at getting a toric funnel put on the house water at the beginning. So when it came to the house, it was already deprogrammed so that we were receiving a neutral signal from the water and that it didn't have everybody else's imprint from being recycled and reused and all of that kind of stuff. Clearing water is the most clearing element there is, which is probably one of the reasons why they keep telling us to hydrate. It's also one of the most easily programmable elements there is. They will use water and DNA memory drives. When you go out and you look at science, you can find DNA memory drives and you can find water memory drives in the way out technology stuff. So water is a basic element. It's the most easily deprogrammed, most easily programmed, is the easiest element to use in your favor.
We can even have, I have done a lot of studies with that. You could have a couple words out and set the water on top of the words, positive words that you want to program it with, and bring out some
I can't read
crystal.
that scientist. He programmed the water with a word. He froze it and then looked at the crystals. Emoto.
Emoto.
Yeah. I find it interesting that in my mind it's emoto, like emotion, emoto. But yeah, there you are. You've programmed the water, you've given it a word, and then it crystallizes based upon the intent of the word.
That would be a great focus for this month. Just keep the water, keep the vibe flowing, have high frequency water.
During our last session, we were talking about watch the water.
Watch the water.
During our in-person one, watch the water.
How that came up over and over in those different ways.
Right. The message of watch the water kept coming up. And so maybe watch the water for the message that it's giving and receiving and carrying.
Yep. And also what the water's affecting. Burning Man was a bust this year because of
It really was.
the water.
Major winds. They had the major sandstorm. And the next day they had an hour more of rain and just
Mud.
it cut that day, and the next
Where
day
is
was
that
crazy
at?
muddy.
The mud floods. There we go.
Right, we talked about that too, the mud floods.
Yeah, it was right on par with what
Oh.
we've been talking about.
Because in my area, I've been all concerned about the fires. I know I started talking about this months ago, about these fires kept showing up, these kept fire. And then we had this forest fire. Neighborhood is in pre-evacuation again with the fire.
Oh,
I'm tired of being in pre-evacuation status up there at my house because of this fire and all of the rain. For me, it feels like that whole chaos of all of those colors spinning around and all of these different elements, plus whatever life brings coming down. And I'm looking for that bead of tranquility and simplicity and clarity coming my way. Maybe it was a message for me, but it was also for everybody else because Warrior said simplicity, clarity, intent will be the guides.
Keep us abreast of what's going on, Stacey.
Well, the fire's not endangering my area. We're just in pre-evacuation in the event of. We have fire energy along with all the river energy.
You have a lot of fire energy there. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
energy.
We got the confluence of the two rivers in that location as well. There's that tumultuous spinning of different energies. Fire and water, could you be more opposite?
True.
What did you have,
Fireworks.
Fireworks everywhere. What was that? Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sure. I feel like
I'm
if they had
sure.
a volcano. Of course.
There's so much stuff going on up there. All right. We are in for quite the September. May we all buckle up our seatbelts and be fluid and congruent. Yes.
Yeah.
Feeling community support too. That was another aspect of it. Let's just feel our connection with everyone. If we start feeling alone, it's time to reach out, connect. Yeah.
We're just a text away.
We are just a text away.
So
All right, we're gonna say goodbye.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
Shane.
Thanks.
lots of love to you all. You take care. Love you. Love you. You all have an amazing night. Rising Cosmic Exploration dives into the ancient past and into the infinite future. Deep dive into healing, spirituality, energetic support. Go to our website, cosmicgemholistic.com, where you will find us